Hello there. I would say happy Tuesday, but I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to air this video. I wanted to video the making of the most awesome swap I have ever received from Elizabeth Green. She's a sideline of mine here in Canada. She's down east in Ontario, and she gave me the best swap I have ever had. No offense to anybody else who's ever given me a swap, but this one is beyond amazing. It is a 3D card, and when I first got it, let me just open it up. When I first got it, it took me a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. So I took it out of the envelope like this, and I went, well, that's interesting. What do I do with it? And I realized very quickly there's something I needed to do, and turned it over, and oh, there's a little Velcro strip. Oh, there's another one. Let's line those up. And oh my goodness, I just love it. It is just the cutest little thing. It's a little tree with the reindeer. Thought I have to make this. So I'm making this with my team this Saturday. And I thought, because I'm sitting here prepping all the pieces, I thought I would do a quick video on the dimensions and how to put it together. It really is very simple once you deconstruct it, once you know what you're doing. So that's why I'm here. So let's get right to it. Elizabeth had done this in the, oh, what color is this? This is the shaded spruce, I think. Now, and this paper was from, what's that beautiful one? Bright Lights, Bright, what is that one called? All is Bright, I think is what it's called. I don't know, the one with those light bulbs, and there's all kinds of great stuff on it. I didn't have enough for my class, and so I actually used the one that we got as part of the promotion that was going on in September. And what was that called, that paper? You get a whole bunch of Christmas paper. Jingle All the Way, I think it was called. Doesn't matter. Can't get it anymore anyway, so... Okay, my chair is stuck. Hang on. So I cut up that paper, and I'm using this pattern, and this is garden green. So where she used the shaded spruce, I'm using garden green. So it doesn't get much easier than this, you guys. This is your main base, your tree, and it measures 8 by 4. Okay? 8 by 4. Cut it up. I always use my old guillotine cutter, but then I like to bring in my this one, my Stampin' Trimmer, to do scoring and finer cuts. It's just more accurate for that sort of thing. So I brought in my trimmer and I scored it right at 4. Scored it there. Then you just need to score it from the score line to the corner and the score line to the corner. So you're making an arrow pointing away from you, or you're making that Christmas tree design. So the easiest way to do it is just, you see the line in the track here, the gap in the, whatever this is called. You line up the point there, and then you line up the point there, close the door, simply score it. Same thing on this side. Line up the point into the gap, and the score line into the gap, score it. Bam, done. Now we have another little piece that measures 4 by 4. And the great thing about this card is you think that there's a lot of waste. When you're cutting your 8.5 by 11, let me just grab a piece of paper here. So you're cutting your 8.5 by 11, you're going to cut it at 8, and then you're going to cut it at 4 to give you this long piece, right? So you get 2 of those, but you get this chunk left over. We're going to use that, so don't throw that away. And likewise, we're going to need 4 by 4 chunks. So you cut off the 1/4 inch, so that this measures 8, and then you can do it at 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. So there's not a lot of waste there, but then these pieces that you do have, we're going to use these yet, so keep those handy. So here's our main base. Here's our 4 by 4 chunk that we are going to score from the corner to the corner. Like that. Okay. So you need that. Then you need 4 by 4 strips or chunks or squares, whatever you want to call them. Let's go with squares because that makes a lot more sense. So this was 4 by 4 sheet. and slice it down the middle. Okay, so those are going to be pieces that go here and here. Now I actually, this drove me crazy to have it this way, which is kind of sideways the pattern. So I cut it so that these ones are all going to go this way, and then I cut the other pieces so that they would go this way. Does that make sense? Because you don't want it sideways. That's, I mean, yeah, these are the things that keep me awake at night. Alternatively, if you actually cut the paper wrong, you can always do that, right? And I think I might actually tape mine down like that because it looks fairly pretty. So why don't we just do that, Tamara? Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Hope this is recording. Is this recording? Yes, it is. I wonder if I got my orientation of the camera right this time. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to do one of these and one of these. There we go. So here's my card. Then I also need chunks for the back, the white. So another 4x4. Why do I keep saying chunk? 4x4 square, and then we're going to cut it in half. Okay, so you only need 8 of these. Well, no, never mind. Forget that. I'm making 16, so I needed 8 of them. Cut them in half. Now I have 16. All right. So now it is just a matter of assembling. So let's do it. Let's do this thing. Looks complicated. It isn't. If you turn it over, you can see what we've done. Fold it on the score lines. So fold, fold, fold. Then this piece is simply going to attach here. So I'm going to bring in my fast fuse because I want a good, strong seal on this one. And I'm going to go like this. Don't want it flying off. So we're going to put the point. I should really make sure these are in the field of view. We're just going to put this right in between the score lines that we did. Okay, so then when we mail it, it's going to look like this, and that fits in an envelope, or envelope, as my child would say. So now we're just going to put on our pieces on the front. There's still some fast fuse in the clearance rack. Place an order while you can. Of course, it took me, how many years did we have it available? It took me until it retired for me to start actually really loving that fast fuse. Now you can't get it. Okay, so we're going to do this and this. Oh, it's a little bit off, but it's okay, Tamara. There we go. And then we're going to put this one on the back. I wonder if I should stamp it first. I will stamp it first, just on the off chance that I make a mistake. I can always turn it over, right? So this is the orientation. It's going to go here. So I'm going to stamp Happiest Christmas Wishes from the Dashing Deer set. Inked up in some garden green. And it's going to go... I want to make sure that it's going to look straight when it's up. Okay, let's hope this is going to look straight when it's standing up. Well, this is going to do my head in. Hang on. Okay, like this. Let's see. Can always turn it over. Ta-da! Close it up so don't get anybody inky. Okay, I'm gonna attach that to the base. Okay, one thing I realize now that I didn't do was cut myself some Velcro strips. So, Velcro, Dollarama, people, Dollarama. Let me just see if I can find it. I have my secret stash of Velcro strips. I have a lot of the dots because, as you know, I put them on the back of my finger daubers for my ink spots. But I have all sorts of different little chunks in here. So Dollarama, for $1 or $2, you can get little strips. So we're just going to snip off a little bit, like Elizabeth did here. And they're sticky on the back, so they're self-adhesive. The only problem is it's going to gum up your scissors a little bit. But a little Goo Gone or a little bit of rubbing alcohol will fix that right up. So here we go. Here's how our little tree is going to go together. If and when I get those Velcro dots or Velcro strips cut. Okay. And so now I just need to attach my gorgeous deer. Okay, these are the thinlits that come in the bundle for the Dashing Deer. I want to say it's, I don't know, $68? I think so. Oh, I cut this out of the wrong... No, I didn't. Is this the right color? Yes. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attach my... these are with layering ovals. Layering oval frimlets. Fast fuse. If it ever gets to the point where you can't seem to get it going again, you just push it with your finger till the sticky part gets to where it needs to be. Right. So that's just going to go on here. Not quite right. So that's in the garden green. So that's what I used for the strips that were left over. You can cut that like that. And then I used, in this case, the cherry cobbler for a layer of it to tie in and coordinate those beautiful colors in the paper. So you can see how those work. You didn't need to watch me run that through the big shot. Likewise with the deer. Now this one, this deer, let's chat about the deer for a minute while I get out my mini dimensionals. The deer looks beautiful when you cut it out of our foil papers, but you know, it's hard to get it just so. If your cutting pads aren't pristine, you're going to get pock marks on the top. You can get some holes if the pressure is too hard and you need to use your pokey tool to get it out. You can end up marring the front of the foil. So although it looks beautiful, I like to go with the glimmer papers. Or the galvanized. The galvanized is a little bit better, that new one that's in the holiday catalog, the silver galvanized. So we're just going to use my little mini dot. Okay, it's kind of messes with your head a bit here while you're trying to set things up. Because the angle of this thing. Oh, he is so stinking cute. I love him. Now, Elizabeth had put in three of the red rhinestones that we have. Oh, I'm wrecking his little antler here. I don't know. I think mine will get lost if I do that. I might add some rhinestones or something, but I'm not sure it's necessary. I kind of like it the way it is. So, right, I just need, should I show you how to do the, let's just do it. Why not? I'm not going anywhere. Are you going anywhere? I said this was going to be a quick video. I lie a lot. As you know, quick in Tamara's world is not quick anywhere else. So I can bring out my trusty old Stampin' Up! Craft and rubber scissors. That's how old these are, is back in the day when we had to trim our own stamp sets when we got them before we could mount them. Oh, you know what? I can't. I don't have both pieces. I don't have... No. I've got this side, but I don't have the grabby side. So you don't get to watch me do this. I guess I'm off to the... Oh, wait. What are these? Oh, these are felt. That's not good. All right, I'm going to have to rummage. I thought I had more of these, but essentially you're just going to snip off a little bit. Stick it. That's not even remotely close to where it needs to be. Look at that. Dodgy work, Tamara. I'm going to have to trim that. I'm going to make you watch me do it. I could get out my paper trimmer. It's too complicated. This card, I mean, this is just a wow. And it's really not that hard, right? It's just, once you wrap your head around it, it is super cute. I love that it's mailable. So there you go. You can write your message here. I mean, how much do you have to say, right? You can mail it, and then they get it, and they put it together, and it's going to sit on their mantle. And how cute is that? A few more ideas for this. You can do the same layout. You can use our vellum paper and put a tea light underneath it. And yeah, that's going to glow through. So how pretty would that be? So I hope you found that fun and useful, and go make a few million of them and mail me one. All right, that's it for today. Have yourself a great day.